Hidden Billionaire Son-in-law, Chapter 24. A great display of one's skill. Hand over at once, and I'll spare your life. Lin Yin remained unfazed despite being under the aim of Xie Kuen's gun. Shin San, on the other hand, looked extremely embarrassed. Huh? Spare my life? Xie Kuen laughed after hearing those ridiculous words. Ha! Brothers, this useless son-in-law came to my doorsteps and claimed that he would spare my life. Lord Kuen, this trash is simply a fool. Just cripple him. Lord Kuen, I think this good-for-nothing has yet to wake up from his sleep. Why don't we throw him into Qingyan River and wake him up first? Xie Kuen's two capable subordinates both laughed mockingly. At least you have the guts to barge into my territory to meet me personally, Xie Kuen said with a cold smile. However, do you think you can act arrogantly in front of me just because you fawn over Shin San? I'm certainly not afraid of telling you the truth. I indeed am the person responsible for messing with you. I was the one who sent my men to steal that piece of jewelry. Now that it's in my hands, what do you think you can do about it? Xie Kuen looked at Lin Yin with disdain. You're widely known as the infamous loser in Qingyan City. What are you going to use against me, Xie Kuen? Xie Kuen, I advise you to hand it over. Otherwise, you will definitely regret your actions, Shin San said in a deep voice. He mustered his courage and placed all his faith in Lin Yin. Shin San truly believed that Lin Yin might be able to take care of Xie Kuen in East City. Even if he isn't capable of doing so, he would still be able to escape unscathed. Xie Kuen gradually stood up on his 2 feet. His expression was insufferably arrogant as he coldly swept his gaze over Lin Yin and Shin San. You want to fight against me, Xie Kuen, in my own territory? Shin San, do you really have the strength to do so? I have already given you enough face in the southern city. You're fucking shameless, man. Do you really think you are in the southern city? Both of you kneel down and kowtow to me, or I will smash your heads, Xie Kuen said with a ferocious expression. As soon as he finished speaking, more than a dozen fierce-looking men in the factory took out their tactical daggers and slowly approached them. From their facial features alone, they seemed to be an experienced group of Southeast Asian men. Each of them wore a cold expression and seemed like fugitives. Xie Kuen, are we really going to fight to the death? Shin San revealed a conflicted expression after analyzing the current situation. From the information he gathered previously, Xie Kuen had a group of mercenaries under his command. Each had the ability to fight against 10 other people by themselves. They were these 10 of sole mercenaries before him. If they really were to fight against them, even with Lin Yin's strength, Shin San was afraid that they would not even be able to leave the factory alive. Fight to the death? Haha, that's right. Today, you are the only one who will die. I will be the one who lives. I will count to 3. Lin Yin, Shin San, all of you kneel down and kowtow to me. Lin Yin looked at Xie Kuen with a calm expression. The corner of his mouth curled up slightly with a trace of ridicule. Ding! At this moment, Lin Yin's phone actually rang. What was even more surprising was that Lin Yinju picked up the phone with an indifferent expression. Great Elder, sorry to bother you. I heard from Wu Yang that you have a little problem. Is there anything I can help you with? Ning Kei's voice sounded from the other end of the call. Xie Kuen looked furious when he saw Lin Yin's attitude. His eyes were cold to the extreme. Lin Yin's attitude clearly showed that he didn't take him seriously at all. How was he still in a mood to answer the phone, despite being under the aim of a gun? You fucking piece of trash. How dare you not kneel before me? Do you see me as some sort of mud? Xie Kuen cursed aloud with a ferocious expression as he pulled the trigger and fired at Lin Yin's leg. Bang! The air trembled, and the bullet burst out of its barrel instantly. The shot collided with the ground and burst into a spark. With a loud dang sound, the bullet shell fell to the ground. I missed. Xie Kun's expression froze. Looking at this bewildering scene, a cold sweat broke out on his back. Lin Yin had disappeared from his seat at some point, and somehow retreated 10 meters away with the phone still in his hand. It seemed that guns did not pose a threat in the presence of Lin Yin. The factory was dead silent. Everyone present was sweating profusely, as they could not believe their eyes. That brat actually dodged a bullet. I'll say it one last time. Hand over the item immediately. Lin Yin said calmly. Xie Kun took a deep breath as he fumed in rising anger. Don't think that you can defeat everyone here by yourself. Xie Kun roared fiercely. Get him. After he finished speaking, Xie Kun, his eyes as vicious as a tiger's, waved his hand and gave the order to his men. At this moment, the dozen or so Southeast Asian mercenaries behind Xie Kun pulled out their tactical daggers and got into position for a simultaneous attack. After preparing themselves, they charged towards Lin Yin like a pack of coordinated hyenas. Let's see just how powerful you are, Xie Kun said with a cold smile. The men under him were all elites among elites. They were mercenaries who had undergone extreme military training. Every one of them had the ability to fend off 10 other people at the same time. No matter how powerful Lin Yin was, he would nevertheless meet his ends here. Lin Yin remained unfazed when faced with more than a dozen strong foreigners charging towards me. In that instant, his face revealed a trace of cruelty as his bloodthirst exploded from his body. Since you are seeking death, I will fulfill your wish. Lin Yin's ghost-like figure suddenly rushed out. Asterisk thump, bang, crash, asterisk. At that moment, the sound of punches and kicks colliding with one's flesh reverberated through the factory. In contrast to Xie Kun's initial expectations, the dozen or so men failed to pose even a single threat toward Lin Yin. Despite their coordinated attacks, they could not even land a mere scratch on Lin Yin's clothes. Soon, they had all been sent flying more than 10 meters away. While some fell heavily on the concrete floor, others were deeply embedded into the factory walls. At that moment, the ones who still conscious rolled around in agonizing pain as he held on to their shattered bones. The entire process took less than a minute. Before long, Lin Yin finished the battle. How is this possible? Xie Kun's expression turned into one of extreme fear. Only now did he realize how terrifying this supposed trash, Lin Yin, was. The trump card in his hands, a dozen elite corps members, were all ruthless people who could easily place a dent in the other organizations overseas. Thus, how could they be defeated with such ease by Lin Yin just like that? Just what kind of monster did he provoke this time? This. Xie Kun's face was livid as he stuttered in his speech, and stared at Lin Yin, who looked like the devil himself. Lin Yin's expression remained the same as he walked towards Xie Kun step by step. Don't come over. Don't come over. Brothers, stop him. Xie Kun shouted with a terrified expression. At this point, he had lost his initial arrogance completely as he shivered like a cornered mouse.